off. Today is day 127 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on at 78% of the way through Codecademy. 78% of the way through Ruby here at Codecademy. The lack of oxygen is already getting to us. Good times. What are we doing? We are currently on, I think, section 9. We finished section 8, blocks, procs, and lambdas, which is only one section. We are now at section 9, object-oriented programming part 1. Object-oriented programming part 1, and then the activity will be virtual computer. I think we might be able to get through all of object-oriented programming. It is we'll call it a longer section, around 20 parts to it. So hopefully we can knock at least the first lesson out in one fell swoop. And section 10 is also 2 parts. Awesome. Good times. Well, with that said, let's go ahead and dive right into object-oriented programming, part 1 for Ruby, right? No time like the present to get things started. Okay, and this Learn More Advanced Ruby in our new Ruby on Rails course. I kind of want to click on this, but more importantly, let's look at their courses that they offer and see if that icon matches up with anything. I think it should. See, but it doesn't. Look at this. They've got Ruby on Rails with that icon dead ahead versus these guys. They got that curviness going on. Some listing. All right. Let's get out of that. How many parts do we have? 20. Okay, 20. Don't mind me. I cannot breathe at all. This is just awful. Hold on. Crisis. Respiratory crisis. Alright. Still dying. I don't think that counts as crisis averted. Probably made it worse. It's just, yeah, this face hole area is like not open at all. It's just all sealed. It's like Hoover Dam sealed. Nothing's getting through here. Bad times. Alright, aside from the lack of oxygen, we're gonna forge ahead. Not sure if we're actually gonna make it to 20. We are gonna at least try our best to make it to 10, and then we will continue on from there. So, in the meantime, from the top, section 1, Y classes. Ruby is an object-oriented programming language, which means it manipulates programming constructs called objects. Almost everything in Ruby is an object. You've been using them all along, so they should be very familiar. Objects have methods, which you've seen before, and attributes, which are just data. For instance, mots.length, blah blah blah, 4. The mots object is a string with a .length method and a length attribute of 4. We'll learn how to build our own objects. Hey, little kitty. How are you doing? I bet you can breathe just fine. Yeah, good, good. Step on the keyboard. Show him who's boss. Just try not to knock over the webcam or move the mic too much. That'd be super awesome. Oh, look at that. Who wants the scratches? And you move the webcam. Well, that was like at least rule 3 or 4 of things not to do. Furry demon. Damn you. Princess? Princess? Why don't we stop exploring the desk? Would you like to just assume the napping position? Are you looking for underneath the desk? What are you doing with your... Hey, tail. Tail. Check yourself, little cat. Oh my god, you're opening new tabs on the internet. What are you doing with your life? No, you were not just napping on the keyboard. Okay, good. Little kitty exploration time has come to an end. There, assume the napping position underneath the desk. Thank you. Be good. No. Yeah, watch your claws. Alright. Holy hell. Little kitty dealt with. Let's double check the webcam. Alright, we're gonna go with mostly awful, and yeah, maybe. And mic is, well, that's as good as the mic's ever gonna get. Alright. We're good. We've got webcam, mic, Codecademy, little kitty. We've got the chat up and running. And we're good. We're good. We're golden. Onwards. Okay. Back to the instructions. Mots.length, 4. Back to not being able to breathe. We'll learn how to build our own objects with their own methods and internal variables in the next few exercises. But what makes mots a string? The fact that... Whoa. The fact that it's an instance of the string class. A class is just a way of organizing and producing objects with similar attributes and methods. Instructions. Check out the code in the editor. To the right, we've defined our own class language and created Ruby, Python, and JavaScript instances. Click Save and Submit code to see how they work. When you're ready, click Save and Submit code to do something. To get started creating classes and objects on your own. I need like a stupid, what is it? Scuba diving thing? The friggin' respirator. Like Darth Vader. Just, I need something. It's like streaming via snorkeling. Free diving? I have to hold my breath and then learn to code between each activity. Between breaths. It's awful. Little kitty, what the hell are you doing? Just go to sleep. Okay. We're looking at the code, and then we're just firing at will. Class language. Define, initialize, name creator, name, creator, end. Define description, puts, I am. Name, I was created by creator, end. Ruby, language.new, Ruby, Yukihiro Matsumoto. Python, language.new, Python. That Guido? Really? Guido Van Rossman? JavaScript? Language.new, JavaScript, Brendan Eric. Don't mind me. Texty issues. Okay, and just cool, good. Good. Alright, don't mind me. Breath of the Wild issues for others. Problem solved. Okay. What are we doing? Another completely disinterested Ruby session. The thing that bothers me still is that it feels like, you know what, we're gonna go and run it, save and submit code, Python Ruby, JavaScript language.new JavaScript, Brendan Eck? It's one of those. Brendan. Ruby.description, Python.description, Java.description. Save and submit. I'm Ruby. I was created by Yukihiro Matsumoto. I'm Python. I was created by Guido van Rossmann. I'm JavaScript, and I was created by Brendan Ick. We'll never know. Start next lesson. Fire away. Class, syntax, and let me put an end to the texty issue. Okay, good. Alright, onwards. Focus on the stream. Bad Steven. Class syntax, what are we doing? We were also, before moving on to the second one, we were going to go over issues with... Ridiculous. I'm not sure how to phrase it, but each language has seemed different. Obviously, there are overarching generalities, commonalities, similar traits between the smattering of different languages they offer. I don't know what it is about Ruby, but like, it's trying to neglect all of these kind of work. I want to say in tandem. I don't know if they're interchangeable, but like, I don't know, each one's still unique, and it's got its own things, even though a lot of them do similar things, and I should take more time to try and figure out how to explain it better, but just Ruby, and I think it again has to do with how Codecademy has presented the language, or maybe after doing all of these languages and then trying to learn Ruby, it just doesn't seem necessary. It seems like it'd be a good language to learn first, Like, even before HTML, maybe HTML and CSS, and then learn Ruby. But because they start from scratch and all that, so my point being is that usually each of these, in its own course, it's got its uniqueness, and you can see similar traits compared to other ones, but each course is unique. This, though, it's going through all the basic fundamentals, and it's just... I feel like it's neglecting and almost even ignoring all the other languages. Versus all the other languages seem like they're aware of the other ones. Very much so, like HTML and CSS and JavaScript, 3 different things all work in tandem. Sass, yet another different component, stacks on top of CSS and also can be tied to HTML and JavaScript. That right there, you see that? All of that flows together nicely. Then you're left with Ruby out in the wild doing its own thing, and it's just... it's unsettling. To me, it's unsettling. For lack of a better phrase. And the other thing, that would be cool if it was its own separate beast, but the fact that it took basically 80%, 8 lessons out of the 10 they offer. Yes, there's 11. We're doing the free version, so 11 is paid for. That doesn't count. So to us, we've got 10 sections we could use. And 80% of it is just like laying the basic groundwork. It's basically relearning all the generalities and the commonalities, any similarities amongst all the other different languages we've learned. And that's those 8. And then now, only in the last 9 and 10, I'm hopeful we'll be doing something new. But that's the thing. I feel like I haven't learned anything that's uniquely Ruby. Aside from, I think it's just the methodology, which they go over in the very beginning, the fact that it focuses on the user rather than the computer. And I think just after investing so much time, the 126 days leading up to this, day 127, it just, it seems so much more beneficial to be able to be more focused on, I guess, the computer's needs and have everything. It'd be like learning a base language, like learning Latin. Latin is, a good, like, root language. You've got Spanish tied to it, and, oh god, how many other languages? Well, anyways, aside from that, there's lots of different languages that use, like, the Latin root or the Latin base, and it's like, that's a good base concept. And I don't know, it's just, it hurts. After 127 days, Ruby has been less than enjoyable. It has been. I don't know any other way to quantify it. We'll go back to code and focus on the lesson. I just needed to vent that, because that is a thing. Alright, class syntax. A basic class consists only of the class keyword in the name of the class. Check it out. Class, new class. Class magic here. And our new class has the ability to create a new Ruby object of class, new class, just like hello is a string and for is a fixed num. By convention, class names start with a capital letter and use camel case instead of relying on underscores. Good, good, good. Instructions: create a class called person. Class. That's the other thing, is I'm assuming Ruby is usable with something like CSS and still HTML, and it would be there to replace JavaScript, but they haven't really addressed that. Even learning HTML here at Codecademy, they reference that it's used in tandem with CSS. And when you're learning CSS, they reference that it's used in tandem with HTML and JavaScript and all that. My concern after going through, we're now 80+% of the way through Ruby, and they haven't really mentioned how it can be used with other languages. This is all tying in, again, I don't know if it's just how it's being presented. I know I definitely need to do a side project on my own, figure out something uniquely Ruby to do with it, but it just seems odd. I'm not sure I fully understand its purpose yet. That's all. Scratch that, that's not all. I feel like I don't fully understand its purpose, and I know I'm only 80% of the way through, but I had a pretty good understanding of all the other languages Codecademy had to offer prior to hitting the 80% mark or 78% mark in the course. I had a pretty good idea of what HTML was basically from the get-go. Pretty good idea of JavaScript basically from the get-go, same with Sass and all that stuff. I just don't know where Ruby fits in. I don't know why. It's bothering me a lot. I don't think I've reflected on a language or a class or a course yet this much at all in 127 days. Feel the need to do so with Ruby. I don't know why, and it hurts. Okay. I digress. We'll let the Ruby horse die, and we'll continue on. 2 of God knows how many. This is nightmares. Feels like it's never gonna end. 2 of 20. We're shooting for 10 at a minimum. Go time. Class syntax, something about person. Create a class called person in the editor. Don't put anything between class person and end just yet. We're going to steal you, because we can. End. If anyone has examples of Ruby, other courses, other websites, resources that they recommend to help ease the Ruby learning curve, we'll just chalk it up to the learning curve in general. Feel free to let me know. We'll all definitely do my own research to track some other stuff down, but just throwing that out there. Anyone's listening and they're just like, Ruby's my fave, it's the bestest, I'm definitely interested in hearing why. I feel like it has lots of potential. Some of the things I've seen look mildly interesting. So, yeah, good. Classing it up. What are we doing? We'd like to take our classes. What? We'd like... there's no to or take. I'm just putting in like a whole other sentence in between these 2 words. Just perpetually lying. We'd like our classes to do more than, well, nothing. So we'll have to add some code between our class person and end. And we breathe and go back under into the activity. The proverbial scuba/snorkel programming method. Take a breath, back to coding. You may have noticed in our example, back in the first something exercise, that we started our class definition off with a method called initialize. You can think of initialize as the function that boots up each object and creates each object the class creates. Instructions: go ahead and define an initialize method for your person class. No need to put anything in the method body just yet. Your person class could include an initialize method like so. Define initialize end. Very similar to what we have for class. Define initialize end. Can't breathe, can't breathe, can't breathe, can't breathe. That's okay. Breathing is for winners, and we are nowhere near the end, so it's fitting. What's in a name? Alright, just one more step before we can create a person from our person class. We have to make sure each person has an @ name. In Ruby, we use @ before a variable to signify it's an instance variable. Damn you, Oxygen. Signifies that it's an instance variable. This means that the variable is attached to the instance of the class. For example, class car define initialize make model @make equals @model. Well, not quite. That's me reading out loud. @make equals make @model equals model. There we go. End kit equals car.new Pontiac Trans Am. Hit Knight Rider. That's a Knight Rider reference. No. Yeah, you don't care. Creates an instance, Kit, of the class car. Kit has his own make, Pontiac, and model, Trans Am. Those variables belong to the Kit instance, which is why they're called instance variables. We'll cover other kinds of variables, like those attached to entire classes, in the next few exercises. Instructions. Hey, Topher, how are you doing? Hopefully you can breathe. Probably not something you're concerned about right now, but considering the lack of oxygen we're experiencing, it's no bueno. Not breathing and Ruby. Yeah, the proverbial nightmare. But hopefully your evening is going pretty good for 11:23 at night. Okay. Give your initialize method a single parameter, name, boom, single, nom. In the body of your method, and name equals name, what the f? 6. In the body of your method, there we go, @name equals name. Okay. Topher, I'm always concerned about being able to breathe. Good. That makes at least 2 of us. Oh, God. This is awful. This is how Darth Vader feels. Actually, you know what? No, he's got his whole, I would happily trade out my lungs for robot lungs. This is ridiculous. I need like a scuba tank, or those stupid oxygen thing that they have at the hospital. Yeah, that's me. This tells Ruby that whenever it creates a person, it has to have a name, and each instance of person will have its own @ name. Hint, keep the parameter, blah blah blah. Oh, we're already good. I thought we needed to do something with class as well. We don't. We don't at all. Save and submit. Son of a... What did we miss? Typical. What did I miss? Initialize name. We spell initialize wrong? Who knows? I don't think I did. I must need to do something with class as well. Class. Define. Initialize. End. Do I need to move this inside class now? This tells Ruby whenever it creates a person. I think I need to move it inside. Let's copy that. That would have been cool if they would have told us that from the get-go, but not the case. Let's give that a shot. Haha, there we go. We figured it out. All good. All good in the hood of sorts. instantiating your first object. Perfect. Now we're ready to start creating objects. We can create an instance of a class just by calling .new on the class name, like so. Me equals person.new Eric. Instructions: create a variable, mots, set it equal to calling .new on your person class. Pass .new the name Yukihiro as its only argument. Okay, I kind of follow what they're doing. It'll probably be similar to that. New variable, mots equals, set it equal to person.new. Good. Why didn't my alarm just go off? I don't know. Crazy person's choice. Wow, and I've got a lot of shit open on my phone. Let's close out all that. There we go. Better. All right. Focus. Mots equals person.new parentheses. We should probably do the quotes. Yeah, we should definitely do the quotes as well. Yukihiro. And save and submit. Okay, we at least got a hashtag. I for sure thought it would have spit out his name, but maybe I desire too much. Class and objects. Scope it out. If you can breathe. Another important aspect of Ruby classes is scope. The scope of a variable is the context in which it's visible to the program. It may surprise you to learn that not all variables are accessible to all parts of a Ruby program at times. When dealing with classes, you have variables that are available everywhere, global variables, ones that are only available to certain methods, local variables, others that are members of certain class variables, and variables that are only available to a particular instance of a class, instance variables. Same goes for methods. Some are available everywhere, some are only available to members of certain classes, and still others are only available to particular instant objects. Okay. Check out the code in the editor. See how some variables start with $@ or double ats. Yeah, 2 ats. Normally you gotta pay extra for that kind of action. This helps mark them as global, instance, and class variables, respectively. We'll explain these in the next section. Click Save and Submit Code to see how the different variables work. Class computer, $manufacturer, Mango Computer Inc., double@ files, hello world, define initialize username and password, username, password, end, define current user, username, end, define self.display files, double@ files end, make a new computer instance, HAL, computer.new, Dave, 12345, puts current user, HAL.current user, @username belongs to the HAL instance. Puts manufacturer, $manufacturer. $manufacturer is global. We can get it directly in puts file. Computer.displays file. Double@ files belongs to the computer class. Okay. Save and submit code. Current user, Dave. Manufacturer, Mango Computer Inc. Files, hello world. This is difficult to do without oxygen. I really need to invest into one of those like scuba things, or an oxygen tank or something. I don't know why my allergies have been so terrible lately. What are we doing? We are naming our variables. Typical. Naming your variables. Recall that instance variables begin with an @. This isn't just a Ruby convention, it's part of the syntax. Always start your instance variables with @. Class variables are like instance variables, but instead of belonging to an instance of a class, they belong to the class itself. Class variables always start with 2 @, like so, double@ file, global variables, can be declared in two ways. The first one, that's already familiar to you, you just define the variable outside of any method or class, and voila, it's global. If you want to make a variable global from inside a method or class, just start with $, like so, $mots. Topher, have you tried any allergy medication? Yeah, you know, the general over-the-counter stuff that you can get from wherever. CVS, grocery stores, Rite Aid, Costco, the usual, what is it? Claritin, Allegra, Zyrtec, Costco brand version, store brand knockoffs of all those. Yeah. All kinds of fun stuff. Doctor prescribed stuff. Nasal sprays. What else? Yeah, I don't know. Just all kinds of shit over the years. Over the last 2.5 decades. But, you know, this is a normal day in the life of Steven. Breathing is for winners. We just, you know, we learn to hold our breath and just go through life as is. Yeah, you get to enjoy that. Everyone else listening. None of that works for you? Not particularly. I'm also not that consistent when I take the meds, mainly because when I take them, I didn't really see a huge difference. Also, my allergies have gotten better over the years. This is a good... I've got... Most every day used to be like this, and actually slightly worse. But over the last couple years, probably 4 years or so, bad days like this where breathing is just truly awful, and quite an ordeal. It is a constant, it's a constant conscious task. Yes, to breathe. Those bad days have become a lot fewer, far fewer in between. So that's good. That's an upside. So, you know, kind of a silver lining. Global variables can be declared in two ways. The first is one that's already familiar to you. You just define the variable outside of any method or a class, and voila, it's global. We already made it through that. Just start with $, like so, mots. We'll go through the instance and class variables in more detail in a moment. First, let's do a quick review of local and global scope. Instructions. Take a look at the code to the right. Death. You're in SoCal too, right? I'm sure that doesn't help. That is very true. Yes, it is. There's all kinds of pollen and nonsense around here. The other thing is that it's so stuffed up. It's not so much the not being able to breathe. It's the fact that the blockage makes it difficult to exhale. That's where I'm running into the issue. Yeah. No, breathing is the easy part. Exhaling, that's the important part. No bueno. No bueno. That's really the crux of it. What are we doing? We're just trying to make it through this alive. Again, we were hoping to make it to 20. Due to hilarious breathing fiasco, though, chances are we may only make it to 10. But we're going to see how we feel. That's if we don't pass out on stream prior to the end. Alright, we'll go through something. Global stuff below. Instructions. Take a look at the code to the right. And we are looking, the variable, my variable, is inside a class, so it's not reachable by the puts method outside it. But you can fix this. Use either of the two global variable tricks as mentioned above. Click the hint if you need more help. you can do one of two things: move my variable out of the class and into the global scope, or put a $sign on the front of the my variable to make it global from inside the class. Remember to change both variables. Oh, so if I have to put $1 here, I have to put $1 out there? Oh my god. I mean, that does make sense, but still, if I didn't read that, I would have just done $1 here. Good to know. Pro tip in Ruby: everyone gets $1. Hello. It works. Screen check mark onto 8. Damn. For instance, good. A caveat, though: global variables can be changed from anywhere in your program. They are generally not a very good idea. It's much better to create variables with limited scope that can only be changed from a few places. For example, instance variables belong to a particular object or instance. Let's get in some practice with instance variables we've added to our person class from before to the editor. Instructions: go ahead and add age and profession parameters to the initialize method. Oh, age and profession, 2 more. So we've got name, age, and profession. Double S? Yep, cool. That's good. We should do at age. Oh god. Do age and at something. Bad times. Once we get through 8, we'll do another sneeze crisis session. What are we doing? Profession equals profession. We are so close. Initialize parameters to the initialize method, then set these equal to the instance variables in the body. Use the name/name example as a guide. Okay, so everything should be just dandy right here. Let's go ahead and save and submit code. Hot damn, it worked. Cool. Don't mind me. We are 9 of 10. I do think we're gonna end it at 10. We were really hopeful to get to 20, but just the breathing fiasco is hilarious. Don't mind me. Hold that thought. Okay, we're barely back. Crisis still not averted. Oh god. Death. We tried, but nothing. It's just awful. Alright, what are we doing? We're at 9 of 10. We are on the edge of success for day 127. Twice the twice the classiness. We threw in the E-ness, but that's okay. Twice the twice as classy. We can create class variables by starting at variable name with 2 symbols. Class variables are attached to entire classes, not just instances of classes like so. My class class my class double at class variable end. Because there's only one copy of a class variable shared by all instances of a class, we can use them to pull off some cool Ruby tricks. For example, we can use a class variable to keep track of the number of instances that fuckers. Damn, reading's difficult with minimal oxygen. For example, we can use a class variable to keep track of all the number of instances of that class we've created. Let's do that now. Instructions. Let's do three things. One, create a class variable at people, double at people count on line 3. Do here. Okay. Create a class variable. This guy. People counter. Equals 0. It just equals 0. That's what that equals. Okay, so class variable to 0 on line 3. Cool. 2. Increment people. Copy line 8. So that would be plus equals 1. Or is there another shorthand trick? Is it plus plus? No, it's just plus equals 1. Pretty sure it's plus equals 1. I feel like there is another shorthand thing for incrementing, but I think I'm just crazy. 3, return double at people count on line 13. Return your class variable. Duly noted. Return double at people count. So that our puts on line 20. Puts on line 20 will print out the number of people created so far. I think we're relatively okay. I can't tell if I feel good about the code I'm looking at, or if I just feel dizzy because the lack of oxygen. Both are so similar. Save and submit code. That works. Number of person instances due. Green check mark. Section 10. Thank God we at least made it to here. Classes are serious business. Classes, like languages and person, make it easy to understand the concepts of classes and instances, but you probably won't see too many of these classes in real-world programs. However, classes and objects are often used to model real-world objects. The code in the editor is a more realistic demonstration of the kind of classes and objects you might find in commercial software. Here, we have a snippet of the Rails source code. See how they've created an instance of the record invalid class. Let's click the link. Rails source code, GitHub. It's just their repository and a bunch of stuff. Cool. Okay, noted. Well, that's there if we ever need it. Instructions. Most of the syntax should look familiar to you. The raise bit, which we'll cover in the future lessons, generates a new record invalid error if the user tries to create or save an invalid record. Click Save and Submit Code to continue. We've got define create record attributes, raise error equals false, record equals build record attributes, yield record if, little kitty, yield record. Yeah, that's right. Yielding. Yield, little cat. Love you. Later. Hey, I don't know what you're touching, but don't touch that. You already knocked the webcam over once today. We're right at the edge. Yield record, if block given, saved equals record save. Oh, you're so furry. Saved equals record.save. Set new record, raise record invalid dot new record or record. Ooh, tough one. Record invalid, record invalid. I'm gonna go with record. Hey, you're knocking shit off the desk with your tail. I'm gonna have to pick all that crap up. Raise record invalid, dot new, record if, exclamation saved, and raise error. Record end. You are blocking the mouse. It's been 127 days. You usually only block the keyboard. How is it tonight? With our severe lack of oxygen, you managed to block the mouse. Okay, save and submit code. You are so furry. You're probably why I can't breathe, tiny animal. Love you. Alright, here we go. Save and submit code. Boom. No errors for them. I figured with their whole record invalid thing going on, they would have had a nice friendly error pop up. But no. Anyways, section 10, green check mark, completed. We didn't die. Yet. Next instance, okay. This will be the preview for tomorrow. Section 11 will continue on 11 to 20. We're just gonna save the nightmare for tomorrow, because this is just way too much goddamn fun. Pretending to breathe. Ugh. Watch your step. It is so furry with you being on the desk, cat. Holy hell. Watch your step. Inheritance is a tricky concept, so let's go through it step by step. Inheritance is the process by which one class takes another attributes and methods of another and uses it to express an is-a relationship. For example, a cartoon fox is a cartoon mammal, so a cartoon fox class could inherit from the cartoon mammal class. However, a wizard is not an elf, so it shouldn't inherit from the elf class, even if they have a lot of magical attributes and methods in common. Instead, both wizard and elf could ultimately inherit from the same magical being class. Good times, we'll deal with the instructions and all the fun. Tomorrow night, let's see, stat-wise, where we are concluding day 127. God, I think that's right. Tomorrow will be day 128. Yes, tonight is day 127. We are finishing out still at 78% of the way through. Currently, section 9, we are 50% of the way through section 9 with 1,463 points to our name and 201 badges. Good times. Let's back out of this. Hey, Topher. Alright, good night, man. Awesome. Thank you for stopping by, Topher. Good night to you as well. And, as we're backing out of this, thank you to anyone and everyone else who may have stopped by to view the stream. If that is anyone out there, else out there. Yeah, all the views are appreciated, as always. Danka, thank you. And let's go ahead and close out of this. OBS, little cat, you are still in the way. But that's alright, because we are stopping the stream. If I can reach it, we're just scratching that stop button. Okay, stop streaming. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah, kill it.